awesome view. Hello everybody. How is everyone doing today? Already having signal issues, eh? Let's check and see what's going on. It is a bit cloudy. It was a bit super rainy last night. Signal seems to be fine.
九州フェア商品、他にもいろいろございます。どうぞこの機会ご利用くださいませ。また数に限りございます。売り切れの際はご容赦くださいませ。いらっしゃいませ、いらっしゃいませ。本日もリコスにご来店ご利用いただきまして、
Ooh, we can actually go this way. Nice. If we could take a left there, we have to go up a giant hill. I think if we go this way, we don't have to go up a giant hill. I think this way we take all the way to the sandwich shop, and then we cut north a little bit, and then we go east. Man, that sandwich shop, the focaccia is so good, but I don't know if it's worth stopping in again. Slugged Zero, thank you for the follow. Be able to take my jacket off at some point. At least roll the sleeves up. How's everyone doing today? What are we up to? What is today? Today is Friday, so Thursday night. Thursday night, Friday morning. Very early Friday for the EU folks. So we are walking over to Odaiba, and that'll probably be it. It's just going to be a 2-3 hour walk. There's a museum there that I'm going to go to, but I don't think they allow filming. Plus, it's going to be kind of a hangout day with Wai Chen. She's been wanting to go to this museum for a couple weeks now, so. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Thursday night here in AZ. Hope you're doing well and feeling good. Feeling pretty good. It's been good slowly working back up to, you know, full walk days. 20,000 plus, 25,000 plus steps. And based on, I think I have like 3 or 4 clients paying for previous lessons that I already gave, we're gonna have a little bit of cash. Obviously I need to keep most of it for like taxes and preparation and stuff like that, just to like hold on to, but I should be able to use a fair amount of that to go on a little adventure. And And then little adventure usually means longer streaming hours. Longer streaming hours means a little bit more, revenue from streaming and stuff. So Rhizome, thank you for the follow as well. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's kind of a funny thing because last year when I was working at the company, I wasn't super worried about invoicing my private clients as much as I probably should have been. And so they've been like, hey, we want to pay you. And I'm like, all right, I'm working on it. Like, trying to get up. Anyway, long story short, I'm getting pretty much back paid for all these lessons I conducted already. So it's kind of nice to just have a lump sum coming in. I don't want to get in the habit of doing that, but because last year is kind of the first year I really started to pick up private clients, so it kind of worked out. But as we go forward, we're going to need to make sure that we do at least like every 3 months billing and stuff. Monthly billing is a real pain in the ass, both for me and, or both for myself and for the client, but meeting went well yesterday. I had a meeting with Takai-san and her friend. And it looks like I'll be able to help them out quite a bit. Not like immediately, but starting in May or June probably. So that's why I'm trying to think of like maybe doing a walk in May, or maybe getting on the road late April, and then coming back so I can help them when they start getting busy. Sapporo is not countryside. Sapporo is a very large city, but it's cheaper than Tokyo. What's up, Sapporo citizen? Whatever it takes to grow and prosper. Yeah, it's been, well, and that's another thing too that I've been really, I think to grow social media wise, I just have to focus on YouTube stuff. There's really no way around that. Like obviously I love streaming and I'm going to continue to stream every day, but the real way, streaming only works when you're live. YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that works all the time. So I have to get on the ball with that. I know Taran's gonna come in here and say, YouTube you say? But, and I keep saying it myself, like I know these are things I just have to do, but it's hard. Also seeing like there's so much, I don't know, there's a lot of animosity toward tourist-based foreign streamers and creators in Japan. And so it's like, all right, well, I'm not really lumped in with those guys, but I will be just face value initially. So it's kind of like, even today I made a mistake. I was somehow, I'm not in Ludwig's subreddit, but I keep getting notifications, and someone was talking about, they're talking about someone doing a tip-to-tip through hike. Like, we don't think Ludwig would do it, but I think Michael would do it. And I commented, I shouldn't have said anything, but we'll see how it pans out. But I said something to the effect of, having done a tip-to-tip walk myself, it would take at least 4 months, and I'm not sure that anybody really could or would want to dedicate the time to do a trip like that. And I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I suppose you could do it even faster than that, but you wouldn't be able to film for content. You wouldn't be able to, you would just be running down the street pretty much. Even 120 days, 25 kilometers a day, would end up being what, 3,200? So that would be an extra 8 days, 128 days. 25 kilometers a day. I guess stop to stop, it was closer to 3,050. The extra 150 is stuff we just walked around and moseyed around towns and stuff on our off days. Anyway. It must be challenging to carve your path. Well, the biggest thing is, well, we can talk about food is expensive in Sapporo, transportation costs are required, local ingredients are not cheap either. Yeah, Sapporo's a pretty big city. I'm sure Sapporo compared to Tokyo is cheaper, but again, like Sapporo Citizen said, like it's, I don't know, a lot of things are increasing. And then in Sapporo, like unless you live on like a couple of the main lines, you probably will at minimum need a bicycle, most likely need a car if you really want to get around and stuff. Obviously a car is like not always necessary, but the second you get out to the suburbs, it becomes increasingly important to have a car. I suppose it does depend on what currency you're getting paid in. If you're getting paid in dollars and you're converting it to yen, I guess it doesn't really matter where you live in Japan, you're probably going to be just fine. But well, here I am today. I hope you're having, what's up, Bunny Bop? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Looking like Sega Saturday on Saturdays, it must be time to cover your path. Yeah, this is the biggest kind of challenge with growing as a content creator. And I think this is something that some people just do streaming or YouTube purely as a hobby. They don't ever have any intentions. Because I think again too, like even myself, there is a path I see where it's like, oh, this, if I do this step, do this step, do this step, possibly one day it becomes a full-time thing. But at the same time, a lot of those steps are things that are really outside of my control, particularly with things like networking and guest collabs. To really make it in any content creation aspect, that's what's most important. Making good content and being consistent, like for streaming, it's more about being consistent and being welcoming and having a good community, I think, generally speaking. But having guest appearances either on someone else's show or having them on your show is quite the thing. And then the bigger question too is at what point, you know, Dave has talked about this as well. You know, he said, okay, well, if you do decide to go down content creation, Jason, like, you have to feed that beast, you know, in perpetuity. There's no turning it off. You have to constantly grind to make videos or edit or do whatever until you're done. So is that a lifestyle you want? But then I meet like Lyle or someone who's really narrowed it down, works hard enough to get everything he wants in life, everything he needs in life. I guess want is a strong word, but where the city you're going to from? I'm going from the Shibuya-ku area to Odaiba. If signal holds out, which it's not looking too cloudy, if signal holds out, we'll be able to walk across Rainbow Bridge and get some good views of Rainbow Bridge. Problem with Rainbow Bridge is we jump towers, and it's, if I remember correctly, it's quite noisy for parts of it. But I'll try my best to keep you all kind of muffled away inside the coat, inside my shirt, whatever I can do to alleviate any very loud noises. What's up, Gonzo? Welcome in. Affected me in any way? No, not at all. Not at all. When I do my big walks, I wear the big sandogasa, but besides that, no. My fashion is entirely based on comfort. And there are many, many times I show up to places somewhat underdressed, and I'm okay with that. I've never, like, if it's like a black tie, I'm still going in like suits and ties and stuff, but if it's like a casual event, I'm probably gonna show up in jeans and like a plain t-shirt or something. You're not gonna see me wear like a button up unless it's like for work or for an actual networking thing. I might wear a polo if I'm going to like the Art Italy or something, maybe. But because most of the time I'm also walking to or from a place, I don't really like to wear clothes I don't want to get sweaty in. Like if I'm not gonna sweat in it, then I probably don't wear it outside, unless I know for a fact I'm not going to sweat, intentionally sweat at all. Made you not to wear it around Tokyo? Is it too fragile now? The one I have is pretty fragile. Also, for a long time, it wasn't that sunny. It was pretty cloudy. And even today, it's pretty cloudy. I think I will probably go back to wearing it for the summer, whenever it's sunny and stuff, or whenever it's rainy. But a combination of cloudy and not rainy, I don't know. It depends. I go back and forth on wearing it in Tokyo. Also in Tokyo, I've had a lot of like I've been with my brother. If it's just me, I might wear it, but if it's other people, yeah. But the one I currently have is pretty fragile. It's kind of broken, and I have it hanging up, but I'll probably bust it out pretty soon. I think maybe I did order a new fanny pack. I might order a new hat. I do think we're gonna do a walk in May. I think I've decided, it's not 100%, but it is looking like we're gonna do a walk in May. And then whatever we earn from that, we'll hopefully buy a bicycle with, maybe, and then go from there. We shall see. I don't know. I'm on the I'm on the fence about a lot. Like I'm not on the precipice of stuff, but I feel that if I just start talking about the experiences at certain, like on Instagram particularly, if I just start posting again almost every day, but a little bit different, not like highlights, but more like information or just talking about stuff, that maybe that goes well. I don't know. I do know I need to post a lot more often. I haven't posted on Instagram in like 2 months almost. And before that, it was the new year, so. I'm not maximizing my, and not that everything has to be a min-max, like, you know, alpha, sigma, grind set type thing, but there are moments that increase you, and you have to try and grab retention from those moments. So I think we cut up here and then take a right. I don't know if we take the stairs. I'm not going to take the stairs. Oh, they put a bench out here too. Nice. Maywalk is the Shikoku trip. That is the goal. Yep. Summers must be. So sorry. Let's see. Summers must be brutal. Summers can be pretty brutal, but you know, we walked. The only thing I'm kind of worried about this summer is the Osmo does not seem to hold up against heat as well. Granted, the windsock is pretty thick, so it doesn't really let it air out, but I do need to think about how to keep the Osmo cool during the heat. My hat will help with some of it. It'll block some of the sun from it, but ultimately do need to think about what to do about all that. I think I should have, my greed has led me to this point. We should have taken the last overpass. Now I think I have to take this overpass and then circle back a little bit. I haven't checked maps, but we'll see. You heard anything when the cherry blossom is expected to bloom? It just ended, actually. Funny Bob. Saw you on the quiz show from Paul's channel. Tons of info. Yep, tons. No, I don't have the Pocket 3. I wouldn't stream with the Pocket 3 personally. I know a couple people are streaming with the Pocket 3, but on the Bella box, I use an Osmo Action 4 right now. Pocket 3 is a fantastic camera, don't get me wrong. I would love to have one to film like B-roll and other stuff as like a B-cam. But for streaming, and if you go to like the Bella box or the IRL tool, some of those Discords, I've seen more people fry their Pocket 3s than any other camera like ever. I don't think the Pocket 3s are designed for, you know, like 6 hours continuous stream usage or whatever you end up doing. But no, the Pocket 3 is a phenomenal camera. I would love to have one. I rented one for a trip last November, early November. And after that, I was like, okay, I really gotta get one. But at this point, it's kind of like, what I would use it for is not, like for example, the Pocket 3 over here costs like 75,000 yen versus the bike that I want costs like 100. So it's like I buy a bicycle that will help out with streams a lot more, or I buy a camera that's a bit better at low light and a bit more stabilized, but like, you know, it's a whole thing. You take photos of different things such as architecture, animals, birds, etc. Yeah, I do. I do that quite a bit. I need to upgrade my phone camera, because I think the phone I have right now is a little bit old for taking like really solid photos of stuff. Martian knows his priority. Well, it's just I have X amount of resources. How do I allocate them? And in short order, it's very much like walking trip. Walking trip is a good thing because it allows me to stream like 6 to 8 hours a day minimum, and you know, really kind of grow the channel that way. Also, people are more likely to tune in for like longer trips like that. Additionally, too, like I said, when we come back, it'll help me shed a little bit of weight. So when we come back and we buy a bike, I can quickly, you know, start to do bicycle things around Tokyo, getting used to the seat, getting used to the gears and whatnot. All of that goodness. And then hopefully over the summer we get competent enough to, you know, do a fall trip. Which I think we will be. I think a summer of bicycling, shedding some pounds, getting used to the bike. And then starting up at the top, mid-September. We'd have to book out Hokkaido, I think. I think we'd have to book every stop, which means we'd have to like always, pretty much always book for like, at least until like Kuroishi. And I have to chop up Hokkaido into, and I'd probably want to stay an extra day in Hakodate. Maybe, depending on when the ferry leaves. Hakodate to Oma. And then we'd have to try, depending on when the ferry gets to Oma, I'd want to try to get to Mutsu that day, but that's like 65, 70 kilometers. And if the ferry gets there a bit late, that becomes quite difficult. Not difficult, it is relatively flat, but it's also, I don't know, we'd have to, getting off the thing, getting some supplies. So there's a few days like that, like the ferry days are gonna have to be maybe kind of the rest days. Ferry days, I'd love to make paper again in Echizen if that's a possibility, but I think Shimizu-san's moving on. Murata-san's starting her own paper company, so, or is, you know, like doing that. I think she just started, I think April is when she started full-time doing her own paper company. She's on her own now? Yeah. Well, I knew it was official around April 1st, I think. Because a lot of those, I don't know the specifics, but when I went last time with my mom, Shimizu-san and I talked about it a little bit. Because the guest house, Kizuna-san and Shimizu-san are like long time friends. And I only stay at Kizuna-san's house. So then Shimizu-san comes and like buys me dinner and shit, which is super cool. Very appreciative. Shimizu-san is the homie. But, so we chat a little bit. You know, we chat about Fukui, we chat about YouTube, we chat about his son, chat about me. So, and it's kind of cool because like his son doesn't come to Fukui very often, and his son is about my age, and he said his son kind of looks like me, like we're both kind of rotund. So I think in some ways it's like getting to hang out with someone his son's age is, you know, a nice thing for him, maybe. Could be wrong. surrogate son. I hope he can be here to my May walk. It'll be 32 days, so I'm sure you'll get to catch me for some of it. We gotta go up and over. I was looking and watching you travel from the southern, what an amazing achievement. Thank you very much, Sapporo citizen. Yeah, but this is, I mean, to kind of circle back, I know like we talk about, it's very meta, we talk about the creation of content a lot on this channel, and this is kind of what my video is gonna talk about too, like, oh, I did this amazing thing and I went somewhat viral and where's my parade and where's my, and then it's like, nobody. It's me and another gentleman who did a similar journey. And it's fine. Like, I'm not, like, that's kind of the point of it, is like, you can do amazing things, but it really doesn't matter unless you advertise those amazing things. So for this month, I would like to try and get some videos out. And then I'd like to make kind of a video advertising this next walk. I was trying to do the math and figure out, I would like to do, but I think it might be too much. 32 days, 32,000 steps a day, at least, like a minimum of 32,000. Aim for 1 million steps in a month, which I was doing on my big trip, but this trip I'm not sure. Shikoku is a little bit more, even along the coasts, it seems like there's a few more hills here and there. So Shikoku is going to be 32 days. That's the goal. I'm lobbing off. I think there's 2 peninsulas I need to cut off, but I would like to do a giant circle around Shikoku and have the limit at 32 days. If I do it in less than that, and we generate a fair amount of revenue, we might, very might, take the boat from Matsuyama to Beppu. Go hang out with our Beppu friends for a day or 2. Big might there. If we're ahead of schedule. But also, though, I think one thing too that I learned from, you've got to be kidding me. All right, I'm never coming to this vending machine again. Where is this at? Okay, anytime you get 50 yen back in 10 yen coins, you never ever come to a vending machine like that again. Yen coins are like the grossest feeling coins. They're like large pennies, pretty much. Old pennies, not the plastic pennies they make now. I'm not doing the Hachiju Hakusho, no. Hachiju Hakusho would take like 2 months, maybe. Hachiju Hakusho, sorry. It's not Haku. I always say that Hakusho, but Hakusho, Hachiju Hakusho, no. I'm just doing a big loop around it. I want to see all 4 prefectures. There's 8 castles. I'm gonna get them wrong. I can only remember 6 of them usually. Let's see. Uwajima, Joe, Uwajima Joe, Matsuyama Joe, Imabari Joe, Kome, Kamagome, Marugome, Takamatsu, and something else. I'm missing one on the west side, and I'm missing the one on the southeast side. Kochi-Joe. But I'm still missing the one on the southeast side. It's near-ish Tokushima, but I always forget it because it's not like an official, I don't think it's an actual castle. I think it's the castle remains. Anyways, I'm gonna do a big loop. It creates kind of a nice little circle. And with Shikoku too, I had, like I said, at the southern part, the southeast and the southwest, there are two kind of little like peninsulas a little bit, but they don't really have good signal. So I have to cut them out. So it's gonna be much more of like a circle instead of following a full perimeter. It's much more of like a actual, I guess an oval, not a pure circle, an ellipse. Okay, nice. We must be near Shinbashi. Honey Yogurt, thanks for following. Nice, yeah. I wanted to do, the problem with the Hachiju Hakkasho, Hachiju Hakkasho, a lot of the shrines and temples are up in mountains, which means no service. And considering, again, if I was like a full-time YouTuber and I could like make content and film it and then post it later, possibly that's something I would do, but because streaming is both what I love and what I actually make money from, as far as side work, you know, I need to have signal for most of it. Again, there'll be a couple of days with probably pretty shoddy signal, but most of it looks pretty decent on the coverage maps. Tomorrow for lunch, yep. New shoe? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I do need to get new shoes, but I don't know if it'll be a totally new pair of shoes. It probably should be, because 32 days of full walking is pretty good for a new shoe. But the main issue is, am I going to need it to be waterproof? It's either waterproof and breather, or I just end up doing the Tabi shoes. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Docomo. I already have Docomo, but okay. I always need tissues though. Not always, but Everyone out for lunch? Yeah, pretty much. It is lunchtime. We're in business district area. Across the street, turn right, turn left. Okay? Yeah, this is Mita, a little bit south of. Nice. Okay, cool. 30 minutes from where we need to be. 30 minutes to the bridge. Bridge is about an hour. I did yoink the tissues. This crossing looks terrifying. No. It's pretty chill. Of course I yoinked the tissues. Problem is, if we don't eat lunch now, we're not going to get to eat lunch until after the bridge. And the bridge is like an hour and 15-minute walk, I think. At least an hour. Plus however long we spend looking at stuff. Huh? What is this? This can't be right. Can we literally... I remember now. I forget. Tamachi Station is one of the few... I guess most of them now. A long time ago, they used to not let you cross through stations. They used to have ticket gates at a lot of the stations, and then you'd have to like walk around. But now I guess a lot of them, but I guess Tamachi has always been like this, now that I think about it. Tamachi has always had a walk-through opportunity. I'll put this on since we're in the middle of people. You don't? Yeah. Cool thing is you just grab it and go. If people want to match my pace, then that's fine. But also a lot of the cell phone places don't care. Cell phone places, karaoke places, things like that. Ooh, I see an escalator. We'll take the escalator down. I was looking at Tamachi Station Salad Restaurant. The English translated name is National Chicken Pilgrimage Patter House Tamachi Mita Mouth Shop. Oh no. What is my note-taking app of choice? Notion, Evernote, Obsidian. Paper. Pen and paper. That's about it. If it's in a real pinch, I'll just use Notes on iPhone, but 9 times out of 10, I have pen and paper very nearby. I probably should get used to using an app of some sort, but pretty much everything I jot down is in a notebook of some sort or a little notepad, my schedule book, my like calendar planner. Cursive writing, it depends. Nowadays it's just a mix of Denilian and chicken scratch. Not quite cursive. Because for me, cursive isn't necessarily that much faster than, like if I'm signing stuff, yeah, that's cursive. But if I'm writing detailed stuff, because another thing too is if for whatever reason someone never needs to read my notes, if it's in cursive, a fair amount of people probably won't be able to read it. But if it's written in Denilian, then some people might be able to read it. And that's fine. That's the goal. Getting a lot more people over this way. If you're in the city, it's all local in normal text format, no proprietary storage like Notion. They're just disappear one day if they go away. Interesting. What was it called? Notion? Obsidian. I'll have to check that out. If I remember correctly, we just walk across this little bridge here. Starts turning green so quickly. Yep. You got about 2 weeks. If you're lucky, 3. But you got about 2 weeks from initial little bloom, 120 for Mountain Dew. Oh, we might get a few cherry blossoms over here, over the river. There's a monorail. Cherry blossoms over there. Sometimes the monorail feels like a roller coaster a little bit. Yeah, we saw cherry blossoms a few times this week, last week. I take it. Yeah. You can see someone's hanging their futons out. Is that a Jamaica flag? All right. So we're headed toward Rainbow Bridge. It's a very large bridge. Like I said, we're gonna try our best to keep things quiet, but I'll be honest with you, it's gonna be a bit difficult. Rainbow Bridge is mostly logistics, trucks and things like that. There's a few, taxis and such, and I suppose if you live out on Odaiba Island, but also sometime soon we need to probably have a home stream and make sure that we've backed up all the videos again, because I think the deadline is April 14th or April 17th or something. It's coming up very quickly, so I guess I can probably do that on my own, actually. We don't have to have a stream for that. They closed pastrami shop again? I don't know. It depends if I need to call them. If their phone doesn't work again, then probably just gonna have to give up on that pastrami shop. And like I said, we might have to just aim for the expensive pastrami shop, maybe. I don't know. 3,000 yen for a sandwich seems a bit indulgent. That's the bridge we're going to be walking across. Nice little walkways down here. Kind of reminds me of the Sumida River. These are all tower apartments. That's a office building. That's office, that's office, that's office. This is apartment, apartment, office, apartment, apartment. A lot of these this way too are also apartment buildings. I was had to convert. Yeah, my apologies. It's at least 3,000, if not a little bit more. On their Uber Eats, it says 3,800. Should be 23, 24 bucks, 25 bucks. But I think Uber Eats does have an upcharge a little bit, a surcharge. Sorry. $26. Damn. Dollar has weakened as of late, yeah. Announced it going to trade war with the entire world probably does a little bit of that. Like I said, I'm going to apologize again in advance because I imagine that the bridge will be somewhat loud. And I will do my best to try and prevent too much noise and stuff from happening, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be noisy. I just tucked you guys in my jacket though, so maybe that'll work a little bit. Tucked in now? You guys should be tucked in now. Tucked in and zipped up. Okay, I think we have to take a left and then go, because I always make, I've done this walk twice, I think. Once on stream, once off stream. And I always make the mistake of not heading toward the right pillar. I guess we can just go straight for now. Rainbow Bridge, 610 meters, eh? Okay. Oh, that might be for cars, actually. It's probably not for... That says 610, this says 420. Which one is it? I think it's straight. No, I remember this section now. That's right, that's right. We got to go up this way. Did the same thing last time too. Yeah. I will say, if we can maintain signal and it's not too loud, this walk has some of the best views of Tokyo around. Which is pretty cool at night. It is. It's pretty cool at night. It's also really, again, it's really fun to walk across, or it's like you get lots of good views walking across it. Okay. If I remember correctly, we go down and take a left, and then we'll have to take a right. Fallen cherry blossom petals. Yeah, I remember now. I remember. It gets really weird up here. Because this doesn't have an actual crosswalk. I think I did the same mistake last time. I think I was supposed to have taken a left sooner. Unless you can, that might be the pro strat actually. You might be able to go up that way. Maybe not. I need to double check it next time. This is the exact same thing I did last time too. Yep. Son of a gun. Okay, that's where we need to be. Can we cross over? Okay, so if we cross the street over there, you know what, we'll try it. Can we? Yeah, we'll try that. That way looks a bit better. We need to go that way. We're not gonna do a full, we're gonna just jog across and hop the fence. Maybe we should cross up here. I'm not actually hopping a fence, or not, I'm hopping a guardrail. I think we'll just jog across here, since there's no crosswalk. Walk. Now watch me be gate blocked or something. That would be super cool. I'd love that. Dang, that's a very hairy poodle. Never mind. Not gate blocked at all. This is how I always just never saw this little sidewalk over this way. I always went the long way. That's what she said? What? To a poodle? I don't know if that counts. Ruh-roh. We might have to get our third connection out and make sure we're connected for this trip across. Okay, Rakuten is not having a good time. Docomo's having a little bit better time. Yeah, we might have to plug in the SoftBank just to make sure. Have your absurdity. You can have your absurdity, but it doesn't have to be group absurdity. I'm just teasing. All right, we're gonna probably go ahead and put the cover on too, just in case people get. Ah, konnichiwa. Hey, brother, I'm doing alright, DG. How are you? This is actually one of my favorite walks in Tokyo. We'll get a better look up here at the promenade. I always forget how expensive the Dutch pepper is. $1.40. Not for me. We still got a drink. Okay.
Sidewalk connection floor.
Okay.
The doors will open.
Gets better, gets way better. I mean, we can't really see right now, but there's a couple of points up here that we can see a little bit better views. If I remember correctly, this bridge is about 4 or 5 kilometers. So this guy's gonna jog across it. Aim for this one. Which bridge is this? This is Rainbow Bridge. Connecting Tokyo to the man-made islands, but like Mita to Odaiba. Want to walk this when you come back? It's a pretty nice little bridge, but I think there's, it depends on how much time you got. It's about an hour and 15-minute walk. Not too bad. I guess not quite an hour and 15 minutes. It's probably about an hour, depending on where you get off at. If I have time, yeah, no. It's, I mean, anyone would have time. It's just, you know, do you? Depends on what people want, you know. If you're gonna go to the Odaiba anyway, it's not a bad thing. But unless you're going to Odaiba or coming back from Odaiba, it's a little bit like niche, I suppose. Because there are tons of gorgeous walks. A lot quieter ones too. I don't know how much traffic noise you all are hearing, but want to go to Ghibli Park. Cool go-kart track on the other side. Interesting. Interesting today was declassified documents. They've been doing that consistently. City with 80K people, dude. That's not that many people. It's not about like, I mean, for like a walk, for me, I prefer walks that are like peaceful, no noise. But 80K is not, like there are more people in my small neighborhood. There's 250,000 people in my like, and that's not, I mean, 80K is like fair for a suburb and it might be noisy, but for a walk, I don't want, typically if this was in like a peaceful walk, I would have picked, let's see, I think that's the Sumida River. This is the Arakawa River. Could be wrong, but I would go up and down those if I'm going for a peaceful walk. This is a transportation walk. This is a point A to point B type of walk. If I have to yell to like get the mic to pick me up, then it's not a peaceful walk. It's a mode of transportation. Just different purposes, you know. I think we're at another observation deck up here. Love the sounds of this, I find exciting. Maybe it's not coming through as loud as, and actually maybe some of that's from my big walking trip. Hearing stuff like this for like 8 hours a day whiz past you. I mean, now I have a nice little sidewalk, but that's probably what some of it is. Some of it's definitely leftover from the big trip. The comparison sun level on our end is the same as when you go through tunnels. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, no, DJ. I realize. Sorry if I apologize if I sounded dismissive. I wasn't. I think I'm just kind of yelling and trying to. No. Yeah, I didn't mean. It's just like for me, like highway noises versus like traffic noises. Hearing the sounds of the crosswalks and all that stuff is really cool to me. Hearing a train go by. I completely understand. I enjoy, I think, like I said, for me, the highway is just zoom, 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 and it's not, yeah, no. I didn't mean to sound dismissive. I apologize. Because I think that was some of my favorite, especially in Hokkaido when there were like, nothing. Oh, dang. Shibaura's that way. Corrupt cow. Map is not on, but you know, I'll turn map on since we're far enough out. Here, try again. I am indeed on the Rainbow Bridge. This is new. Huh? I don't remember this being open last time. I mean, it's not new. Elevator's still down. That makes sense. I don't remember walking through this last time. Maybe I just don't remember? Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe I don't remember it because everything was closed in it. And I was like, oh, if everything's closed in it, then I'm just gonna speed run this real quick. I am indeed on Rainbow Bridge. Good to see you, Corrupt Cow. Hope you're doing well. It's a nifty little walk if you're going to or from Odaiba. Not too bad. I do wish they would like cut holes out at least so we could enjoy a little bit more of the view. I think down there's no more. Yeah, I remember now. Keep your stream off a minute usually. That's okay. I do appreciate the lurking. And I appreciate your chatting as well. Again, lurkers are the backbone of all Twitch communities. And I lurk in a ton of people's streams too. Usually at night whenever I'm doing work tasks and stuff. But thank you everybody for being here. I do appreciate it. Day 101 consecutive. Renzoku. It's been good fun. Like I said, at this rate, I think I could probably honestly make it. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Ah, yes, down here, finally. Unobstructed. Maybe a good way to watch goes by and make that boom sound. There's even a whole culture and customs based on it. Yeah. Here we are. Someone was saying there's someone who's streamed for like 4,000 days consecutively. Cool. There's a Daily Planet. I'm joking. That is, I believe, that is Scandal TV. I mean, Fuji TV, sorry. "4K Days" person isn't on Twitch. Emily CC. Damn. But still though, I mean, anything over, I don't know, what becomes impressive? I don't know, it also depends though, like if it's my job, I've talked about this before. If I was making 5 million yen a year from streaming / content, I would probably stream every day, like consistently. Unless I'm like absolutely dog sick. But even then I could, here's Tokyo Tower. I could probably force myself to 1240, that's not, okay, that doesn't count. I mean, that's Truman Show levels. That's 4 years of keeping on some Adventure Island 2 soundtrack music while I walk with you. You know, I used to do music. But I realized that I think a fair amount of people don't want my music. They want the ASMR. And then it allows, like, I don't know. I think some days we might have music requests, song requests queued up for like certain situations. But I do personally enjoy ASMR. Also, having music, YouTube is a lot more picky about stuff, and I don't know, like YouTube's even picky about showing the videos and stuff and like all that. So it's like having no music actually helps me make sure that I can save all my footage without having to like constantly scrub through and make sure that music wasn't being played somewhere. Obviously we're gonna run into, as soon as we go over there, we're gonna run into DMCA music as soon as we enter any of the restaurants. But that's just kind of how it is, I suppose. That's just a Japan thing. showing videos on YouTube. Who would do that? What's up, partner? 12:48. Well, like I said, it's just Truman Show type stuff. If they're fully doing a thing. And I don't know, having a camera on, I mean, because again, it could just be like an empty camera on like their computer room or something. I think we can actually exit here. If I remember correctly. Or we just keep walking down. Hold on. Yeah, we want to take the south and then get off. Okay, we're going to get one last view. I just Googled and checked the stream title. No idea what content is. Know if it's unhealthy. Post-apocalyptic Boston EMC. What's up, Hexadecimal? I don't know. I don't know anything about Kick. I know that I was watching Crazy Japanese a little bit last night, and she was with Miss Kiff, which, you know, it is what it is. Is this the bridge, the monorail from Haneda passes on? That is correct. Well, it's a bridge that I think the Rinkai line passes on. I don't know if it's the Yurikamome line or the Rinkai line. I think the monorail sticks a little bit closer to the. I have to check actually. It might be because there's the Tokyo monorail, which is it goes from Haneda all the way up to Hamamatsucho. And then, well, it feels weird being under this. But I forget if it crosses this island or if it hugs a little bit. A little bit more central, not through the islands as much. I forget. We saw it around Mita, the monorail. So I think it hugs around. But it might hug around and then cross into. That might be where I'm missing it. Whew. All right, Odaiba. Ugh. Does the north cross this way? Bro, I think I got tricked to take sets of stairs. I think the north one crosses this way too. Feels bad, man. We don't mind stairs, but if we can avoid stairs, I feel like I got. Don't go here in a storm. What's that, Spectator Sport? It'd actually kind of be pretty interesting to be underneath. I mean, you run the very real risk of, you know, getting swept away if the waves are particularly rambunctious that day. But boy, good to see you. Thank you everyone for being here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Got a little bit further to go. Looks like the beaches are all clear. Beaches might be off season. Sometimes they're pretty strict about that. Last time we walked here, we did this exact walk, and we saw the puppet guys, which you know, Everyone's got their thing, but I was a bit, I don't even know if it's puppet, more like mannequins. They were full blown, body-sized puppet things that these guys were pushing in like wheelchairs and then like standing them up on the beach and taking pictures. All the other Japanese people, like, there was a giant space and they're like, nope, we're not not hanging out with that. But power to them. I mean, mannequins up in like swimwear and taking them to a beach to take pictures of them. It's yeah, sure enough, look at this. Shucks. Rainbow Bridge, yep, what's up, King Culture Master? Thought I should pop in and see what you're doing. What's up, Spectator Sport? Hope your coffee's going well. Ah, we're hopping towers. In the midst of doing your taxes, painful as I have one employer in a local city and the other isn't. Had to take a break. Good luck. Taxes are super empty parking garage. Bro, what is going on? It's just low bit rate here. That's cool. Love to see that. Out in no man's land. Definitely out. Okay. Okay, I should be back. If I remember correctly, we can take this beach all the way to main city. I've been trying to limit my coffee consumption this year. The best solution I found is grinding my own beans and brewing myself. Is it because it takes extra work to grind your beans and do it yourself? Or I just buy, I mean, I guess I also, I have either, it's feast or famine. Either I'm drinking like pots of coffee a day for no reason other than I like the taste, or I'm not drinking it at all. Like on the road, surprisingly, on both of my big trips, I almost never drank coffee because I was worried about the possible effects of like having a dip of energy midday. So I just never used it. And then I was kind of like, oh, I should probably, like if I supplemented with coffee occasionally, has trash bins? Yeah, this is a public park. I'll go ahead and turn this off. This might be causing issues too. Makes that limiting easier for sure. So the coffee shits. Usually for me to get coffee shits, I think it takes at least like 3, well, it depends on the size of the cup, eh? But that's actually a real thing too. It's also why like I was fairly not strict on intake. I was a bit more strict on food intake, but even liquid intake, it was just constant because I was constantly sweating, so I didn't ever have to really relieve myself in a place I couldn't find a bathroom. I'm really surprised that signal's not better here. Really, really surprised. Leaching package, plastic from the package. Yeah, I know that's an issue, and I know this is gonna sound, I mean, but I kind of, I don't know. Grandpa's lead is this generation's plastic, you know? Now I do try to, like at home and stuff, I use, you know, an aluminum bottle or whatever, but on the road, it's virtually impossible to avoid large 2-liter water plastic bottles. But we'll see. I mean, in Shikoku, we'll see if anything's different when we do Shikoku next month. I might bring an actual water bottle and see if we can't just get refills or something. Problem is that like convenience store sink water has not good taste. And honestly, I'll roll the dice with the plastics on that one. What's up, JP? That's good. Nalgene? Yeah, I had a Nalgene for years and years and years. I had a Nalgene for like 15 years. And then during my Tokaido trip, right around Fuji Station, it fell out of my backpack. I thought I had it clipped in. It fell out of my drink pocket and it perfectly landed on the corner, or like the edge, the rounded bottom of it. And it shattered. And that was actually pretty, I don't remember. I have the VOD somewhere. But I mean, that was the Nalgene one. I had 2 Nalgene bottles from when I was a kid. And that was one of them that I brought over when I first came to Japan. And again, it went on all my backpacking trips back home. And so to see it kind of get shattered like midway through my trip. Fuji was like day 9, I think. Day 8 or day 9. And I was like, I was sad that day for sure. So yours busted open. A little bit of water in it and then freezing it at night. Ah, son of a bitch. Bro, what's going on? Is it, hold on, we're gonna test. Now Rakuten has full signal? Bro, I don't understand this thing at all. An unplug and a replug, huh? It's all the same steel no matter where the press that squishes in the bottle is. We're the same stuff that's made in Japan, produced in mainland China. My big thing is having a vacuum sealed steel or even aluminum bottle is very heavy compared to like even an Nalgene bottle. Put it on the Amazon. I need to get one because it's easier to deal with clipping and stuff. It's also smaller. I guess we could sit and watch stuff for a little bit. First mosquito bites of the season. Hundreds of grams. Yeah, no, I used to carry an Nalgene, and like I said, then it broke. And then for the big trip, I just carried that insulated bag that you ended up finding for me, and then I bought from Amazon. Which that thing is beat to hell. The lining in it seems very thin nowadays. So I don't know how well it's gonna protect your neck. It's a Wu-Tang reference for those unfamiliar with the game. I don't know. I think I don't worry too much about a lot of the stuff that I probably should be worried about, but trying to take, a little bit better steps, being a little bit healthier, I think is overall going to make me happier. I'm excited to get actually healthy this year, try to get actually healthy this year, but I'm not going to cut out, like plastic bottles and stuff. I don't know if I'm there yet. What's up, Ginger Orca? Perfect to replace her with the next trip, yeah. Bed, glass heavy. My plan is to be as strict as possible in my day to land home life, but allow compromise in traveling, dining, and family. Yeah, let's see, who is it? Is it? Okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I think I can get pretty healthy, but I mean that's not like, dude. Like, I don't know. I know so many people like my grandpa's age that smoke and drank and ate like shit their entire life. Granted, I don't know about the whole microplastics thing, but they live to be, I mean, shit, even like in Oklahoma, some of the people I knew that lived to be like 80, 90 years old, I think they were just powered by spite. I think they were just living so they could just spite the people that wanted them not living. I don't know if that's healthy. I mean, they were all curmudgeons, but I mean, they were friendly to me, but they were general curmudgeons. Clearly describing survivorship. Yes, of course. But with all my stacks of Twitch Cash, sure. Let me holler at you with all those stacks of Twitch Cash. If I really cut, like if I didn't do any traveling and I didn't eat on stream, I could probably technically make a profit under current level. I mean, I could get into the details of stuff if you guys really want me to, but I mean, I make a slight profit, but anything I make from it, I just put directly into the stream again, whether it be food or traveling or whatever it is. And I'm fine with that, you know. I remember whenever I first, so it was kind of cool. One of the first companies that I did freelance for, it's a company called Small Pocket Poets, and you know, I'm still friends with them to this day. They're not called Small Pocket Poets anymore, but they, koko wa doko desu ka? Koko wa Odaiba desu. That's Rainbow Bridge. We walked across Rainbow Bridge today. That's Tokyo Tower. Yeah, we're in Odaiba. And it shows if you compare beaching to the 70s or 80s to beaching in the 90s or 1000s. Well, another thing though is social changes, to be fair. I think more colas, less emphasis on exercise, things like that. I'm not going to disagree with you though, but I think there was also more aesthetic. Like back then you're expected to be reasonably fit or reasonably. Nowadays, I forget the stat, but it's like most people who even go try to join the military can't do the PFT. Yeah, just walking. Are you a long way from home? Me? It's about a 2.5 hour walk. 10 kilometers, 11 kilometers. Not too far. The bridge is about 3 or 4 kilometers. Not 4, it didn't take an hour. It took probably about 45 minutes, probably about 3 kilometers, 2.5, 3 kilometers. But then from my home to the promenade, yes, that took about an hour and a half. Wait, how long have we been streaming? 2 hours, 4 minutes, never mind. We turned on stream, dang, maybe I just walked really fast today without even really, I guess on the promenade, I am always trying to, or on the bridge, I'm trying to hoof it because I'm not trying to waste my time. Must die if I walk such a distance? This is very short, friend. This is like, I mean, this is nothing. People can walk much farther than they think they can. I'm not encouraging everyone to go do like crazy monster walking like I did last year, but many people are able to do much more than they think they can. Like I was talking to Dave the other day about this too, like anything under 4 hours of walking in a day is like, I don't even think twice about. 20,000 steps is, I guess with this small backpack, it's a little bit less than 4 hours, but you can get used to stuff very, very quickly. So they don't have to carry a streaming rig. Well, that's it. I mean, like today's rig is very small. 2 batteries. I have my camera because I wanted to film some stuff out here after streaming. But I got to be back home in time for Eric's stream. But I don't know what time he's gonna stream. But he's minus 5 hours, so. You're supposed to separate these. No one does it anymore, but I do. Technically, you're supposed to put it Moy Naigomi, but there is no Moy Naigomi, so.
Teman aku udah di sana semua. Murah kok bayarnya cuma 5.000.
I did have a meeting with Takai-san and her associate. I did. The meeting went very well. As always, I'm a business rizzler. Lady rizzing not so. I mean, I'm not ever trying to rizz any ladies. I'm happily in a relationship, but business and stuff, I always seem to lay things out in a very concrete, logical explanation, and also being like, I don't know what the right word is, amiable, friendly, goes a long ways too. So it was the first time I met Takai-san's associate, but Jay and Silent Bob are in Black Ops 6. Any news to share from that? Yeah, we'll talk about it at lunch. Let's get up here and I mean, we might have to get Taco Bell. The White Chin hasn't even left the house yet. And we need a place to sit down for a bit, unless there's a family restaurant up here. I know we just had Taco Bell like Tuesday, but Fajita Friday? You know any good Mexican places out here? Is that weekend show? Now's the time to strike. A lot of people are not happy with Mr. Ishiba. Okay, I gotta look around for signs. You see no signs that say no photography. They have a different menu out here. Wow, they don't have the Big Bell box out here. Interesting. I didn't think I was going to be coming out here to this side of town. And we need to just kind of sit for a little bit, hang out. And be okay to film. Which Taco Bells have always been good to us. Eggs and things. Holy moly. Monsoon Cafe, Cafe del Boheme. Texas with a U. We could do an hour of donuts. It's actually going to be cheaper than 4 donuts and a coffee is cheaper than bunk sandwiches. What is that? Nishi? We're in the Higashi right now. By Nishi, do they mean Kita? No. Bunk sandwiches. Ooh. Healthier Sensei will be in May. We're still getting gradually healthier. Baby steps. Bunk sandwiches. All right. I guess this is Wasn't there a Sizzler around here? Maybe, but the last Sizzler I've been to, there's a Sizzler in Yokohama, and there's a Sizzler at the Yurakucho Kokusai Forum. Lunch? No, it's a sandwich lunch. No, I was joking about the donut lunch. I wasn't gonna actually. But honestly, 3 donuts is still probably less calories than whatever meal I would have gotten at Taco Bell. I know that's slight copium, but bunk sandwich is 6 4. Calories equals nutrition. I mean, I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. I've got a year. In the food court, there's a Wendy's? Okay, well now we might actually have to go down and two pieces for 1,000 yen. Chipotle beef burrito. Huh. We can maybe do Wendy's. How would I describe red bean paste? The way I can describe it, it's a slightly sweet refried beans. Very similar texture. Like a thick refried beans. That's sweet. There you go. I am oversimplifying that a lot, but caricature, oh man. Oh, these aren't bad. Some caricatures are like immediate crying time. Let's go up the escalator. Let's go up to the 6th floor. And then if we don't like the look of the sandwich place, then we'll go down to Wendy's. Because Zest Cantina is gonna be not possible, I think. Sweet baked beans, it's not like sweet baked beans. It's not that runny. Baked beans are a bit runnier. It's much more jam. I think Citrunk said jam. Yeah, it's quite thick. It's almost like whenever we talk about consistency, it's almost like a hummus consistency. Or like it's okay. This place looks pretty good. Lunchtime drink. 200 yen for a soft drink service. Grilled chicken with that, fried chicken burger, pork cutlet, 1,000. And they got a bloomin' onion? I can't eat a bloomin' onion by myself, but that's a lot of guacamole. Fresh oysters. Is it grainy? Not really. No, not really, no. You're not by yourself, there's 1,200 yen for a bloomin' onion. Oh, there's a Fridays out here? Actually, Fridays might not be a bad thing. Fridays has all you can drink Pepsi. But we're gonna try to go to this sandwich shop first. Wait, it is Friday, isn't it? It is fitting to go to a Fridays on Friday. Fridays is a touch expensive though. Again, if we were gonna spend 2,000 yen at a Fridays, I could spend 1,400 yen at a Taco Bell. Is that a meatball sub? We've already made the decision, possibly. And nobody's here? Pork berry cubano, $8.70. Pulled pork cheddar, ham. Wait, am I missing something? This is a meatball sub. Where is the meatball sub? Am I missing something? No, it's just not here. $25. That's a big. All right, you can choose. Citrong, do you want bunk sandwiches or do you want TGI Fridays? This place looks interesting. I kind of want to get the Cubano here. The Cubano or the pulled pork cheddar. I want to take the kitchen. All right, we're gonna stay here then. You know what? We might end up. Okay, here. Let's go ahead and order. Okay. Yosh.はい、こんにちは。店内でポーククバのサンドイッチお願いします。サイドドリンクセットお願いします。サイドメニューはオニオンリング、飲み物はコーラお願いします。はい。5000円でお願いします。はい、ありがとうございます。あ、すいません。あ、大丈夫、大丈夫。すいません、ごめんね。They, oh, wow, hold on. They do indeed have a meatball sandwich, but it wasn't on the menu outside, but it was on the menu in here. Oh, I'm gonna break this chair. Just not Taco Bell. We got the Cuban sandwich. I guess if it's really good, we get a meatball sandwich too. I saw it as we were paying. Like I'd already paid, just printed the receipt, and then I saw it is hot as shit in here. Cool? No, it's not cool. Because I got a Cuban. I mean, I'm gonna like the Cuban sandwich too, but I wanted the meatball sandwich, but it wasn't on the outside. Wasn't on the outside menu. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. I mean, that egg salad sandwich from Japan is a gold standard. It's different. It's a different type of standard. It's American family, not easy to cook in small quantities. Yes. I don't know. I'd like to go and interview. I don't know about interview. I don't know if interview is the right word. Have a conversation. There's a couple of American diners or American style places that I enjoy going to, but they're also relatively expensive. Tuna sandwich is good in Japan. You don't honestly see a lot of tuna sandwiches. The popular ones are egg salad with ham, ham with lettuce and cheese. Soft-boiled egg, katsu. It could be chicken katsu or pork, usually pork katsu. Tuna sandwich. Now, you see tuna onigiri, tuna rice balls. But you don't see a ton of tuna sandwich. Or maybe I've just never looked at them. Tuna sandwiches are very common. I guess I've never looked at them. I'll go look today. I usually don't. Maybe I just don't look for them. Usually up at the top row, it's like egg, katsu, ham, lettuce, cheese. Maybe they're always sold out where I'm at. I don't know. I don't typically look at the sandwiches, to be fair, because if it's a sandwich, if it's a sandwich I can't make, I go to the store, like a place like this. Sounds like a Beppu thing. I don't know. I mean, maybe Vox will come back. I don't remember seeing them in the stores. But it doesn't make sense for it to not be in Tokyo, too. Again, maybe I just don't look for them, so I don't notice them. That's probably what it is. One half egg, one half tuna. Well, okay. I suppose I was thinking about strictly a tuna. I mean, I'm gonna go check out a bunch of comedies this afternoon, but do I need to lotion my legs? My legs are looking a bit leathery.
Would you get a half a meatball sandwich? I don't think I'd get a half. I think it's an all or nothing type thing. But there it is. I missed it. It's on this menu too. It's right there. Meatball parmesan. はい、すみません。ありがとうございます。I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about that happening. It's happened a couple of times now. Very frustrating. Camera's not charging while it's being used. Can everyone hear me all right? Are we okay? Okay, we're gonna see. What was that sandwich? That was the Cuban sandwich, allegedly. Literally, they served it with onion lettuce. I like a lot of celery, some onion, and a heavy dose of mustard. There you go. a little hot. That's very hot. Pork is like 1,000 degrees. How's it taste after the cool down? It's not bad. I don't know if I can call it a Cuban sandwich. I mean, it's got the hard crunchiness that we like in the Cuban sandwich. It has ham, it has the pork, but a little bit light on the pickles, I think. But bread shape looks unique. Yeah, I mean it's like a little roll type thing, or not a roll, but like a sandwich roll. But it's got the crunchiness that you want. The mic is the phone. That's why it's a bit quiet. Yeah, so it's coming from down here instead of usually it's right here. This is like a backup. Anytime that the camera dies for whatever reason, I have this as like an emergency backup, so I can charge the camera for a little bit, switch back to the camera. The camera is supposed to be charging while I use it. Sometimes based on what connections happen first, it may or may not charge. Martian stars. I think just for the sandwich, 870 for the sandwich is fine. But I think 600 yen for the sides. Is that right? Yeah, I didn't need to get a side. I think, like looking back at it. So Mike's on booty cheese. No, Mike, it's just this phone. Turn out to be squid rings. Now these are onion rings. These are good. Is it that bad? Is the mic that bad? Seven percent is not enough to turn on and say goodbye to everybody. Wait a little bit longer. What's up, Pom Pom? Pick up the ketchup hit me more than my voice. So I just need to come and eat like this, like Gollum, like Smeagol. Yes, precious. Wouldn't mind a well-made squid ring. Squid rings are good. The thing is that it's all based on like what you're anticipating, what you're expecting. It's like I remember as a kid, I went to there was a place called Heap and Helpins in Weatherford. There was two barbecue restaurants at the time. Barbecue Shed, Cloud Pumper's dad runs that place, and then Heap and Helpins. One of my other, ironically, both of my classmates, their dads ran, like my classmates, their dads ran the barbecue shops. And I went to Heap and Helpins for the kid's birthday, my classmate's birthday, and they had all these like nugget-shaped foods, or like a platter of these nuggets, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a barbecue restaurant. Like these are chicken nuggets, right? Wrong. So then, Frodo is not Smeagol. That might be ban-worthy. We might have to time you out. What? Frodo is not Smeagol? What? We're not actually going to time you out, Riku, but we probably should. I know this is a Cuban sandwich. Pork and ham and mustard and cheese and pickles. Never had a Cuban sandwich before. They're pretty good. Again, this one I don't know if I can call it like a real Cuban sandwich. There's a place not too terribly far from my house that does. The owner is Cuban, and he does a really good Cuban sandwich. The problem is it's in a basement, and basements are not very good for cell phone service. So. I like more vegetables on my sandwich. See, I do not. I like vegetables a lot on the side. Too much stuff in a sandwich gets way too messy, way too like sloppy, way too much. Especially like tomatoes. Tomatoes are cut too thick, and they still have their juices and seeds. And you're like munching down on it, and no thanks. That might be a hot take, but. Olives and sandwich. No. Maybe olives on pizza. Yeah, we gotta figure this out. I gotta figure out what's going on with all this. Because this should not be dying as much as it is. $12%. We'll roll the dice for that. Torta? Yeah. Salami and brie cheese sandwiches, alright, that sounds good. Is volume low? Volume's coming from here. It's not coming from here. Okay. I think we're gonna end stream pretty soon. Have we hit 3 hours yet? Not yet. Is it over already? Yeah. Well, okay, here's the thing. If this camera was charging during it, but this camera doesn't charge for whatever reason. So, yeah. But I think Y-Chan is over at the museum already, and so we're gonna go ahead and go over there. I'm gonna go ahead and go over there. And I know, like, if we start walking with this, I guess I can walk a few more minutes. Did Tarn take away its credit card? If only. We'll walk for a few minutes. We'll get out of here. We're at 10%, so we've probably got less than 10 minutes. Either way, we're 15 minutes from where we need to be, and Y-Chan's there. Y-Chan's not gonna want to be on camera, so. Southwest sauce, that sounds good. That sounds like something that is not available in Japan. Okay, 10%. Keep our receipt. Paper. ごちそうさまでした。Red Lobster, eh? They still don't have the Cheddar Bay biscuits, eh? I'll never learn. They will never learn. The Oven American Buffet, Tabe Hodai? Whoa, did we miss the chance to eat all we can eat? 2,500. Yeah, Jiminy Christmas. Please pay first. 2 chocolate fondue mountain machines. We're gonna end soon. Taran, if you want to snooze ads, we'll make sure that ads don't happen. We're gonna get as far down as we can real quick before the battery dies.
Please watch your step when you get on the escalator. Hold on to the handrails. Please do not
Kuaina is there too. Bad Burger restaurant. Not allowed to call it a BLT if it's one slice of bacon. Levi's. Get out of this place. Statue of Liberty. I guess we probably ended the Statue of Liberty, huh? Statue of Liberty. I don't want to go all the way down there because I don't need to go that way. Anyway, alright, we're gonna go ahead and end. Do you know Megami? So. Alright, thank you everyone for hanging out. Sorry for the little issues there toward the end. Who's on? Over yesterday, thank you. Thank you everyone for coming in. Tomorrow, not sure what we're gonna do tomorrow. Today, let's raid. What's Carl doing? We'll see you next time. Yep, local stop sounds like a win to me. The one we had in town said I have to go 2 hours by car if I want to still move locals. That sounds really good. Alright, we're gonna raid into, I suppose, Nomadic Gaijin. Send some love over to cool. It's been good hanging, everyone. Yep. Thank you very much, everyone. Go tell Luke I said hello, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, everyone, for the follows, and Citrong, thank you very much for the very kind donation. And thank you, everyone.